Good evening. Welcome to the class of history of class 9. Now we are discussing chapter 3, part 6. You can open page number 95. The topic of discussion is spread of Buddhism. In this very topic, there are 5 points that are monasteries and cave temples, the chaityas, the viharas, the stupas, frescoes, and their themes. All these 5 topics will be discussed under the spread of Buddhism, right? So we will discuss in detail all these points. So pay attention and listen carefully. In the course of time, Buddhism has spread in India and abroad. It became a popular religion with the people of Sri Lanka, Tibet, China, Japan, Myanmar, that is Burma, Thailand, Indochina, and other countries in Central and Southeast Asia. Buddhism enjoyed royal patronage of kings like Asoka, Kanishka, and Harsha. So, जैसे जैसे समय बीता, I am explaining the same paragraph which I have read out just now. That जैसे जैसे समय बीता वैसे वैसे बुद्धिज्म का प्रसार विश्व के अन्य देशों में हुआ, जिसका मैंने अभी नाम लिया, जैसे कि चाइना, श्रीलंका, जापान, म्यांमार, थाईलैंड, इंडो चाइना एंड अदर पार्ट्स ऑफ साउथ ईस्ट एशिया एंड सेंट्रल एशिया. बुद्धिज्म को बहुत सारे राजाओं का पैट्रोनेज मिला. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय वर्ड पैट्रोनेज? पैट्रोनेज मीन्स होता है संरक्षण. संरक्षण मीन्स प्रोटेक्शन, जिसके साय में, जिसके गार्जियनशिप में कोई भी चीज फलता फूलता और विकसित होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड पैट्रोनेज. पैट्रोनेज मीन्स संरक्षण. तो बुद्धिज्म को बहुत सारे राजाओं का संरक्षण मिला, पैट्रोनेज मिला. वो राजा कौन कौन से थे? अशोक, जिसने बुद्धिज्म के प्रचार प्रसार के लिए न केवल अपना कोष खोला, बल्कि अपनी फैमिली के मेंबर्स को भी इसके प्रचार प्रसार में लगाया. अपने बेटे बेटियों को भी, अपने पुत्र पुत्रियों को भी इसके प्रचार प्रसार के लिए विदेश भेजा. राइट? कनिष्का एंड हर्षा were the other kings who were the patron of Buddhism. Today it has a greater number of followers in the world. It has spread to Central Asia, China and many other countries of Asia. आज इस धर्म के, इस बुद्धिज्म धर्म के बहुत सारे फॉलोअर्स हैं, बहुत सारे कंट्रीज में फॉलोअर्स हैं, और ये धर्म जो है सेंट्रल एशिया, चाइना और अदर एशियन कंट्रीज में फैल चुका है. ठीक है? तो इस धर्म का फैलाव क्यों हुआ है? बिकॉज इट इज वेरी साइंटिफिक एंड वेरी लॉजिकल रिलीजन फ्रॉम द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ऑफ अ पीसफुल एंड फॉर अटेनिंग अ पीसफुल एंड प्रॉस्परस सोसाइटी देयर शुड बी द, मतलब कहने का मतलब यह है कि बुद्धिज्म के प्रचार प्रसार से सोसाइटी पीसफुल होगी और प्रॉस्परस होगी. इफ यू विल स्टडी द प्रिंसिपल एंड टीचिंग्स ऑफ बुद्धिज्म, यू कैन वेरी वेल अंडरस्टैंड दैट it will create a peaceful and harmonious society. So different countries of the world, there are majority of people who have adopted Buddhism. Next, first point, monasteries and cave temples. How did the monasteries and cave temples related to the spread of Buddhism? Here it is saying, with the rise of Buddhism and Jainism, a large number of cave temples and rock-cut temples were constructed in different parts of India to provide permanent shelters and places of worship to the monks and nuns. So, these monasteries and rock-cut temples were coming up, were made to provide a place for worship for nuns and monks who were रिलेटेड टू बुद्धिज्म. जो बुद्ध धर्म को मानने वाले मॉन्क्स थे, नन्स थे, उन लोगों को प्रेयर के लिए एक जगह, एक स्थान प्रदान करने के लिए मोनास्ट्रीज और केव टेम्पल्स का निर्माण किया गया. राइट? These caves were cut out of solid rocks. Each cave temple was divided into two parts, namely chaityas and viharas. केव टेम्पल जो था वो दो भागों में बटा हुआ था. One is called chaitya and other is called vihara. What is the difference between chaitya and vihara? Chaitya is a hall of worship. मतलब प्रार्थना की का जो हॉल होता था उसको चैत्य कहा जाता था, और जो मोनास्ट्रीज होता था जहाँ पे नन्स और मॉन्क्स रहते थे उसको विहारा कहा जाता था. A number of such rock cut temples have been found in Nasik, Karle, Ajanta, Ellora and Udaygiri etc. इन सभी जगहों पे, नासिक में, उदयगिरी में, एलोरा में और अजंता में ये रॉक कट टेम्पल्स और मोनास्ट्रीज मिलती हैं, पाई जाती हैं, मतलब वहाँ पे ये मोनास्ट्रीज और रॉक कट टेम्पल्स अभी भी वो मौजूद हैं. यू कैन गो देयर एंड यू कैन सी दैट साइड that there are still number of monasteries and cave temples are still present there. Next, point is chaityas. It was a hall of worship, rectangular in shape. The shape of the chaityas was rectangular. It had beautifully polished inner walls and semicircular roof. There was a large window above the main door to admit the light through it on all sides of the hall. There were a number of beautiful and well-designed pillars. There are also a small stupa near the far end of one side of the chaitya. These chaityas were also used as a service hall or as a meeting hall. This hall of prayer, chaitya, was also used as a meeting hall of monks and nuns. So we just now I have read out the what you say the उसकी वास्तु के बारे में हमने आपको बताया कि वो कैसे बना हुआ था, पिलर्स कैसे थे, डोर्स कैसे थे, विंडोज कैसे थे, उसका स्तूप कैसा था. That I have discussed just now. So that was also used as a meeting hall for the monks and nuns. Next is viharas. Viharas served as a permanent abode for monks and nuns. विहार जो है monks और nuns के रहने के लिए प्रयोग में लाया जाता था. It consisted of a central hall having a residing cell around it. These were especially designed to house the monks and nuns. The column in the viharas represented the highest standard of art, sculpture and painting. They are based on जातका stories. उसमें जो paintings वगैरह होती थी विहारा के अंदर जहाँ पे monks and nuns रिसाइड करते थे, that was based on the story of जातका. जातका के बारे में लास्ट वीडियो में मैंने बताया कि that was based on the story of life of बुद्धा. तो बुद्ध के जीवन से जुड़ी हुई कहानियों का चित्रण वो विहारा की दीवारों पे मिलता था. ठीक है. It may be noted that the main difference between chaitya and vihara is that the former were halls of worship and conferences and the latter were a permanent abode of monk and nuns in a stupa. ये क्या है? ये मीटिंग हॉल है, हॉल ऑफ वर्शिप है और ये परमानेंट रेसिडेंस है of monks and nuns. This is the difference between chaityas and viharas. I think you have understood these 3 points. I think you have understood these 3 points. 1, 2 and 3. These 2 are left. Now I will discuss these 2 points. The stupas. The stupas are florid domes-like structure made of stone or brick masonry. No one can enter into it when it is completed. The purpose of making these stupas was to commemorate certain important events or a sacred spot or to enshrine the relics of Buddha or those of any Buddhist saint in it, such as pieces of bone, teeth or hair. वो क्या था? बुद्ध के अवशेष को रखने के लिए स्तूप बनाया जाता था. एक बार स्तूप बन जाता था तो स्तूप के अंदर कोई इंटर नहीं कर सकता था. दिस इज द स्पेशल फीचर ऑफ स्तूपा. Ashoka is credited to have built as many as 84,000 stupas all over India. अशोक ने 84,000 स्तूप बनवाए थे. 84,000 स्तूप बनवाए थे. Right? Next, this is the last point, frescoes and their themes. In this very point, let's start this last point. Here it is saying, frescoes is a special method of painting the picture in watercolor. Watercolor से painting करने का जो तरीका है उसको frescoes कहा जाता है. This frescoes, right? It is done on wet plaster in which the watercolors get absorbed as the plaster dries up. ये wet plaster पे क्या जाता है और watercolor उसमें absorb हो जाता है जैसे जैसे plaster सूखता है. The themes of Ajanta frescoes reflect the different phase of Indian culture from Buddha's birth up to 8th century. Frescoes में बुद्धा के जन्म से लेके 8th century तक के भारतीय संस्कृति को frescoes के माध्यम से दर्शाया गया है. These themes are taken from the Jataka story, legends and real life. All the paintings in Ajanta cave look as fresh as if these were made recently. Why these are called frescoes? Because they look fresh, as if they are made in recent time. That's why they are called frescoes. And the theme of these frescoes are taken from Jatka stories or from the cave or from the real life of the legends. जो legends होते हैं उनके real life से इनका theme लिया जाता है या जातका story से लिया जाता है. I have completed all the 5 points. With this, your chapter ends, and I think your syllabus for the first term of history also ends. This is the end of syllabus of history of first term. So I have completed the syllabus of first term. I think time is left. So let me conclude. So see all the videos with concentration. Read the book. I have provided you question and answer. All the questions are given in the PDF form. Make a fair copy of it and learn it by heart. And after the lockdown is over, I will check your copies. So be prepared with your fair copy. When the school opens, I will be checking the copy of each and every student. So don't waste your time during lockdown period. Use it as a time to improve yourself. So take care and stay safe. Bye.